I start, I'd like to explain the table a bit. The top row comprises of a few categories, and the rows beneath those are individual items grouped into the categories. It would be better if the top row were headings that refer to the items underneath them. Using headings and scope make your tables accessible, which is a good thing. Headings describe the data, and scope says which data is being described. This is actually fairly easy to do. I just have to change the properties of the cells. To access cell properties, click a cell and then click the Table Cell Properties button. Since I specifically want to change the top row, I'll click on Foods first, and then Table Cell Properties. This dialog will change only the cells within the table and not the table itself. Alignment will change the alignment of the text within the cell. Cell type will allow you to switch between data and header. Vertical alignment will change how the content within a cell reacts when another cell becomes taller than it is. You can choose for the text to stay at the top of the cell, center itself between the top and the bottom of the cell, or stay at the bottom of the cell. Scope has to do with headings, and I'll explain this in a bit. Width will change the width of the cell. I recommend that you stick to percentages. Height changes the height of the cell, but we recommend that you don't use this option, as the height of the cell will increase automatically with the addition of data. Class you will not use. Since I've selected the food cell, and I know that I want it to be a heading, I'll select header from the cell type dropdown. Headers are centered by default, so I'll left align it. The scope dropdown looks a bit more complicated than it actually is. You'll only ever need to use the first two options. Column is for vertically organized tables, as this one is. Row is for horizontally organized tables. I want even columns, so that will be 33%. As a tip, if you want even columns throughout your entire table, you don't have to change every cell in the table. You just need to change the top row. Before update, there's another drop-down. I can select to update the specific cell I clicked on to open the dialog, all of the cells in the row of the cell that I clicked on, or every cell in the table. I just want to update this row. You can see that the cells have changed now. They're bigger and bolded. You can have more than one header per cell, so two headers reference one cell. I'm going to need to change my cell widths to accommodate this new column. Now I can add my new headers. If you remember, there wasn't an option to update all the cells in the column, so we can cheat a bit and highlight all the cells before we change them. I need to change these to a header, and I need to left align them. And this time I'm setting scope to row. You'll notice that the drop down above update is missing because we selected the cells that we wanted to